Hi everyone, this is Michael from UC Berkeley's IEOR 190G class. This is week 2, and this week's topic is smartphone patent wars and Microsoft's involvement. As we all know, Microsoft is not a big player in the smartphone market. Uh, the big players being Android and the iOS. So on January 12th, LG signed an Android patent license with Microsoft to cover their phones and tablets, so that they wouldn't, so that they would be protected from lawsuits concerning the Android and Chrome OS. Microsoft's been getting a cut from most companies, a lot for these operating systems, because of patents they own in these areas. Microsoft has made similar agreements with 10 other companies, including Samsung, HTC, Acer, Quanta, and Wistron. The cut that Microsoft earns from each phone is not that much, but it's still enough to, it still counts up. Like, I believe the number comes out to be about $500 million. This agreement with LG means that more than 70% of the Android smartphone market will now contribute a royalty towards Microsoft patent portfolio. Microsoft hasn't really been a dominant player, but it's still capturing part of the revenue with its a continuous struggle in the patent war. There aren't very many companies fighting back against this, aside from Barnes & Noble and Motorola. I'll talk about Barnes & Noble later. What this says to us is, I don't know what this really means. Is Microsoft trying to get back into the market, or are they just trying to stop the competitors? With Apple, you kind of get the feeling that they're trying to hold back the competitors, while Microsoft here is openly willing to license its patents to anyone else in the market. So, but the cut that Microsoft receives from companies like LG and Samsung isn't really as much as, say, getting 2% of the smartphone market. So, well, LG just brings in the case that now over 70% of the major companies in the smartphone market are under coverage by Microsoft. Just a couple of days ago, on the January 31st, Barnes & Noble loses a key defense against Microsoft patent claims. It wasn't of their top two defense points, but still, it's a point lost against them, which makes their defense so much harder. Microsoft is suing Barnes & Noble for the Nook e-reader and the Nook color tablet for infringements on certain patents. So far, with only 2 companies holding out against Microsoft, how Barnes & Noble fares is very important to determining how, say, a company like Motorola might come out in this patent war against Microsoft and all the other major players. The dismissal of this point may or may not be a big thing. Some people believe that the judge is simply cleaning out the defense, so that when the 2 companies come to case, they'll have to focus on the key matters of the lawsuit. No, Barnes & Noble still has 2 points, apparently. Well, that's it for this issue. Until next week, guys. Take care.